Alright, shalom everyone. So, again, welcome to another Shabbat prep, and Yahuwah willing, today what we're going to be doing is vegetable rice. Now, this is inspired by SophiYah Yisra'el's chicken jambalaya. The main difference, of course, is that we're not going to be using any chicken, but we're going to be using the same seasonings and, you know, adding a few more vegetables into onto our rice. Now, definitely, we would advise you definitely go check out SophiYah Yisra'el's channel. Take a look at how the original recipe was. As always, by no means do we claim that ours is at all on par with the original. In this case, SophiYah Yisra'el's jambalaya. Well, you know, it inspired us, so we want to give it a try. I was gonna call it, you know, vegetarian jambalaya, but again, my mama looked at me and was like, so we call it vegetable rice with Cajun seasoning. So Yahuwah willing, we're going to take you along for the ride for this Shabbat prep. We also, just to give you some more ideas in terms of what we'll be doing for Shabbat, Yahuwah willing again, would be with turkey burgers. Yahuwah willing, Mama's going to make up some turkey burgers, so I'm so jazzed and excited about that. Also for me, I want to do some type of bean dish. It's another one. I think you're gonna get a feel, like there's gonna be certain recipes where like, yeah, Yahuwah willing, I kinda know what I'm doing. And then there's other ones like, this is an experiment, so we're gonna see how this tastes. And if it comes out great, hallelujah. If not, well, but that's okay. Because cooking is all about learning. So how are you gonna learn if you don't make a few mistakes here and there? So Yahuwah, we're going to take you on for a ride, and feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and leave some suggestions in the description box of what you would do in terms of this recipe or in terms of this vegetable rice. And did you try it? Do you like it? Let us know. All right. Shalom. Hope you have a wonderful Shabbat to all those to the 12 tribes worldwide. Say early Shabbat Shalom. May Yahuwah Elohim be with you all, and let's get started. Yeah. Alright, so the rice that we're using here is brown rice. Now we just finished washing the rice, so definitely wash the rice. You don't want to be surprised if you find any dirt or things that aren't supposed to be there in your rice. So make sure you wash the rice. As you wash the rice, I have to admit, you can follow if you have a box rice, follow the instructions in the box rice. If you are new to cooking rice, definitely, in all honesty, I think it's just practice makes perfect. Because even when you go online and you try to look up recipes in terms of how to cook rice, and let's say you don't have a rice cooker, you cook it, you know, in the pot. Rice is surprisingly hard. So, one tip that I would suggest is always do too little water than too much. And here's the reason why. You're gonna boil this until it gets boiling, and then you're gonna bring it down, cover the lid, and let it simmer. Keep checking on the rice. Once you notice that the water is all evaporated, and let's say you check the fluffiness of the rice and maybe it's a little bit too hard for your liking, add a little bit more water. Because you can always, as Mama would say, add something, but you can't take away something. So in terms of this aspect, add a little water until it's finished cooking. Whereas if you add too much water, it's going to turn into a rice custard and all glumpy. And not even like sticky rice glumpy. Like, I don't even know, just not yummy. But one of the best things in terms of rice that I found is practice makes perfect. Yahuwah willing, I'm not even kidding, pray. And pray every time you cook, because he'll make stuff taste good. He'll fix it if you mess something up, or he'll make something taste good that you didn't expect to taste good. So definitely pray over it, and have SophiYah teach you. Even he teach you how to cook, he's still teaching me, as you all can see. But you can see kind of how the rice is starting to bubble up there. So we're going to take a break. Not take a break, but we'll come back when the rice is all done. Alright. Alright, so see, yeah, now it's starting to bubble. Now, right before we set this, reduce this heat and put the lid on it and let it simmer, we're going to add good old-fashioned coconut oil. Why? Because it's coconut oil, and I'm sure you all are tired of hearing me say it, but it's always good to cook in coconut oil because it doesn't change the molecular structure of the, I think I was all in front of your view there. It does not change the molecular structure of the oil. It remains stable at high temperatures. So that's all it's doing. I don't season my rice right now. I season it once it's finished cooking. So, whatever your preference is. Alright. There we go. Get that rice off your spoon. Set your spoon aside. Lower the heat. Then we're going to put a lid on and then let that cook. Check on it frequently. You can let it cook, I think, you who are willing, with low attention on it, or with let it cook for a minute in terms of leaving it alone and going out and doing other things for about 15 or 20 minutes or so. Once 15 and 20 minutes have passed, definitely check it more frequently. That way you can make sure that it's okay and it's alive. And it's not burning at the bottom of your pan, or that there's not too much water, you know. Always good to check. But you got a good 15-20 minutes before you got to keep on keeping an eye on it. That's so weird. Keep on keeping an eye on it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is you need some vegetables and some other good stuff to go in vegetable rice, right? So we're going to go get some vegetables, and we'll show you that on camera. Not us getting vegetables, but showing you vegetables on camera. Alright, we'll be back. I'll be on with it. Okay, so after about 15 to 20 minutes or so, you're gonna see the rice. See, this is kind of what we want, kind of grain. And even then, it kind of got stuck to the bottom here. I'm sorry, my hand's all up in your face. That's kind of what we want. We're gonna give this a taste test to see if it's fluffy enough. You don't need that much rice. It just needs like kind of not that much. No, that's actually pretty good. Alright, so phase 2. Now that the rice is all finished, we're gonna prep our vegetables. Now these vegetables are the vegetables from our garden. So these are gonna be added last because we want to hold as much nutritional value as possible to these vegetables. So we have kind of a leafy green here. We perceive it to be kale. It's edible. We got some carrots, some tomatoes as you see down there, and here's a stick of corn. Now, I picked this early because the bugs were trying to get to it, and it was kind of like a now or never. Like, even if it's probably not as ready as it ought to be, you gotta get picked because the bugs would get to it faster than I would, or that we would. So. We're gonna let this sit. This is water and apple cider vinegar mix just to rinse off all of those hidden critters and dirt that are on the vegetables because these are grown organically. No pesticides. So that being said, gotta wash up all the other things that may be on it. Alright, so set this aside and we are going to get ready sauteing, the usual, the onions and okay, and I pray y'all can see. So what we were doing is just sauteing some onions. So in this big pan is kind of where everything's going to take place. I'll be out willing anyway. So you want to get to the onions so they're translucent. But in terms of the Shabbat prep starter that I was referring to you about, is this. This is kind of, this is our Shabbat soup starter. It has celery and carrots, some mushrooms, and only a little bit of salsa just to add some punch of flavor. Now we're gonna dump this in here, but the only thing that as I'm sure you could probably tell from the mistake that I made, is that they're chunky. Now, usually in soups, I don't mind the chunkiness, but in this, obviously that's not gonna work. So, we're probably gonna take out the big pieces of the carrot and the celery. I just really want the flavor of it, and have it in the oil and in the onion here. That way, when we dump in the rice, and we're gonna dump in a few other things also, it'll pick up on that flavor, and then as it's picking up on that flavor, then Yahuwah willing will take out the giant chunks of stuff, aka celery and carrots. So we're gonna dump this in here, and yeah. All right, so this is what we mean by, as Domestic Geek would say, getting all hot and bothered. So maybe a little bit longer, and then we're we're gonna pour in the rice first. Mix this stuff into the rice, and then once that's done, we're gonna pick out the giant pieces of the carrot and the celery, because by then all of the good stuff should be gone. Or excuse me, the flavor should be extracted. That's what I need to say. From the celery and the carrots. And remember, all praise to SophiYah, that we do have some fresh carrots that are going to go into this mixture. But we don't have any celery. That's one thing, Yahuwah, and I want to grow celery, because you use it in everything. It's like celery and onions and garlic. Staples, man. Staples. Alright, but yeah, if you decide to have, like, I got a bulk of celery and you chopped it up and put it in the freezer, this is what I would recommend you would do. But again, there's more than one way to skin a cat. But of course, I'm not too sure where that phrase came from. I don't know why you'd want to skin a cat, but I digress. Anyway, put in the description box how you would use your frozen vegetables in terms of your Shabbat prep or your meal preps. What do you use them for? How do you go about kind of bringing them back to life? But now that the rice is all incorporated, we're going to go get the quinoa and kale, dump that in here, get the spinach, dump that in here, and then begin to take out the big pieces of the celery and the carrot. Definitely cook your heartier vegetables longer, because they'll be able to withstand the heat. The vegetables that you want to have for nutrition, you hardly cook them at all, in my opinion. Or you will, if you'll see here, don't cook them. Let them kind of wilt because of the hotness of the rice and the grains. But have it wilt off the fire, just incorporating the warm mixture with it, and it'll make it nice and warm. And that way you're obtaining maximum nutrition and maximum beneficial enzymes and all that stuff. Alright, we'll be back. Look at it sizzle. Woo-wee. So this is what it's looking like with after we just poured in the spinach. Now I know what it's kind of intimidating. I know what you're thinking, like, whoa, it may fill the pot up too much. Well, what happens mostly is with particularly spinach and any kind of leafy green, it's gonna wilt in no time flat. And then we're gonna add the kale and quinoa. Now remember, I know this seems like a lot of food, but this is supposed to last us tonight and tomorrow. And this is gonna feed about 5 people. So that way you can kind of guesstimate to see how much more you will need to cook, or how reduce the amount that you need to cook, depending on the people who you intend to feed. And also, don't forget, we're taking out these big chunks in just a second. It's frozen solid. Ah. And now this is what it's looking like with the kale and quinoa. So after this, we're stopping adding grains. We're gonna let this cook a little bit, and then as I stated before, take out the big pieces of the celery and the carrot. Okay. Alright, see, now that we have the majority of the big chunks taken out, and if there's any smaller chunks, honestly, just leave them there because they're small enough. be eaten. And put some more coconut oil. Now I have to admit, I did this off camera also, about the same amount, because we had the heat, the fire on high, so that we could extract the flavors, if you all recall. There you go, still in the shot. But you see how I was saying, oh, well, there's a big piece there. How I was saying how everything kind of melts down. That's okay. I don't know if this will last till tomorrow, but hopefully it'll be enough for tonight. So, time for the best part, or I perceive to be the best part. Seasoning. Alright, so of course the star of the seasoning here is Cajun seasoning. Now this is our homemade Cajun seasoning. We got this recipe from the Domestic Geek. So definitely head over to her channel so you can make your own seasoning, Cajun seasoning. That would have been bad. You see, I had opened it to this one. Oh man. Now remember, none of this has been seasoned. There has been no seasoning added to this whatsoever. Good old-fashioned black pepper. And definitely season this to your liking, but do remember it can be a bit deceptive because it's such a big pot. So I know y'all sometimes look at me like, oh my goodness, she's so putting so much seasoning in stuff. I just save the seasoning for last, but because I do that, it takes a lot of seasoning to make it taste good. Yeah. Now, love this stuff. This stuff is so great. This stuff is wonderful. This stuff is so yummy. Oh man. Like seriously, sometimes I think I'm not getting any kickbacks from Costco, Kirkland, non-sea salt seasoning brand at all. Sometimes I think I should, but I'd do the same thing even if I wasn't, which I'm not. Stuff is so good. See, okay. Oh, it's starting to smell real good now. Okay. Let's see. She also, SophiYah Yisra'el added, I believe it was cayenne or paprika. I'm gonna add a little bit of both. Ooh, ooh, not too much. Okay. So, if you really like garlic seasoning, you can add some more. Just keep in mind that we did add. Okay, 1 dash of that is just fine. Oh man. So, if you want to add more garlic seasoning, that's fine. Just know that we did add the garlic cloves, so you don't have to add too much now, like I did with the paprika. So you willing, you'll get them mixed in here. Let's see. The salt I do at least like to pour in my hand sometimes. Sometimes you'll see me in the videos like not poured in my hand. See that? Can y'all see that? Yeah. Because it's hard to see salt. Well, get it? Sea salt. Anyway, it's hard to see salt, so you don't want to overdo it. Like I think this is gonna be it, and then folks can just add their own salt if that isn't enough. What I'm gonna add to this is also some Italian seasoning. Just to add some more flavor to it without having to rely on salt, you know? And of course, this again. Okay, I'm done. Alright, so we're gonna get this incorporated. And then we're gonna add our cherry tomatoes into this mixture. Alright, so now we're all done now. We put in, we have these tomatoes here. We used cherry tomatoes. And what we did is we, the recipe, based on SophiYah Yisra'el's channel is, you know, you add crushed tomatoes. So we crush these types of tomatoes along with, I can't find another one, but this one, or these ones. These are black cherry tomatoes. We crushed them in here. Now I have to admit, I didn't use a lot. I picked a lot. I didn't use a lot because I don't like tomatoes. But there are some things where the recipe calls for tomatoes. For example, marinara sauce. There's no way getting around it. But it tastes good when mixed in everything. I'm just a texture person, so I don't like the texture of the skin. But yeah, chopped up everything here. We didn't add the corn, and I'm gonna tell you why. See, maybe wondering why does she have a plastic bag on her head? Because I cut myself while trying to dehusk the corn with a dehusker. So I was like, we're almost done. Put the band-aid on, put some gloves on, and keep the show on the road. But it tastes good. I like it. Has a kick to it. Probably because when I slipped up on that paprika. But it tastes pretty good. We'll show you the reaction as we're eating.